Welcome to aminacademy.com. In history of Maratha's empire, let us do some introduction. One of the most influential and important political dynasties to exist in India was that of the Maratha Empire. They have been responsible for major shift in the political environment of India. Now, let us do some chronological order of Maratha's empire. In 1060 In 1630 to 1680, Shivaji, a Maratha aristocrat, leads a revolt against the Adil Shah dynasty and establishes the Maratha state. In 1674, Shivaji was crowned Chhatrapati, that is, keeper of the umbrella, and the Maratha Empire is officially established. In 1707, after the death of Aurangzeb, the Mughal emperor Shahu, the grandson of Shivaji, is released. In 1713, Shahu appoints a Balaji Viswanath as a Peshwa. After 1720, that is at 1720, after Balaji Viswanath dies, his son Baji Rao becomes a Peshwa. In 1756, the Marathas captured the town of Attock, which is now in northwest Pakistan, and the Maratha Empire reaches its largest extent. In 1761, the Marathas lose the Third Battle of Panipat. In 1817 to 1818, the Marathas are defeated by the British in the Third Anglo-Maratha War, and the empire is dissolved. The Marathas were Marathi-speaking warrior group from the western Deccan Plateau region, which is now as Maharashtra. The Maratha Empire was a Hindu state that ruled a large part of the Indian subcontinent in the 18th century. The Marathas were a warrior group from the western Deccan Plateau in India who established an empire that dominated the subcontinent in the 18th century. The origin. The Marathas were a peasant warrior group who rose to prominence during the rule of the Sultan of Bijapur and Ahmednagar. They are thought to be descendants of the Rashtrakutas, an ancient dynasty that ruled the Deccan from the 8th to 10th centuries. The Maratha Empire. The Maratha Empire was established in 1674 when Shivaji was crowned Chhatrapati, that is, keepers of the umbrella. The empire included the realms of the Peshwa and 4 major independent Maratha states. The Marathas were known for their military prowess and their fight against the Mughal Empire. Shivaji established a strong military administration, paying soldiers in cash and giving chieftains revenue payments. The Ryotwari system. Shivaji developed the Ryotwari system to improve communications between the government and farmers, reducing corruption from the middleman. The Maratha Confederacy. The Maratha Confederacy was the preeminent power in India until it was defeated by the British East India Company in the Third Anglo-Maratha War in 1817 to 1818. The term Maratha broadly referred to all speakers of the Marathi language. It also came to denote the endogamous caste. The Maratha caste is divided into 96 clans, which were formed from the families from the Kanbi, Dangar, Gauli, Lohar, Sutar, Bandari, and Thakar caste. The foremost of the Maratha Empire was Shivaji Bhonsle, and he laid the foundation of the empire that would exist to the centuries and redefine the policy scenario. For a major part of the 17th and 18th centuries, the Marathas were the players in the Deccan Plateau. There are many noteworthy victories that they are credited with. One of the most famous famed rulers of India, Chhatrapati Shivaji, belonged to this dynasty and is hailed as one of the greatest kings of the India. Now we talk about Chhatrapati Shivaji. One of the biggest and most well-known of the Marathas, Shivaji, was the ruler of the Maratha kingdom. Under his leadership, the kingdom of the Maratha warriors reached never seen before heights and had almost extended to the entirety of India. The kingdom of the Marathas was hailed for ushering in the rule of India by the Hindus. At the time of Shivaji, India was still being ruled by the Mughals, and the Marathas saw this as an insult to their motherland. They were never in favor of their country being ruled by the outsider dynasty. This is also one of the biggest reasons why Chhatrapati Shivaji enjoyed such a huge and devoted following of the masses. Over the years, Shivaji victoriously led his army to many victories and as a result was able to greatly enhance his reach and political influence. He was able to do this with the help of both treaties and negotiations. War was an option only when all other inroads to negotiations failed. This approach of his was able to win him a support of many other kings of small areas who were opposed to being ruled by the Mughals but did not have an army large enough to openly stand against the ruler. With their support, Shivaji was able to stand up the Mughals and even fought them on many fronts over the years, remaining largely undefeated. Maratha Empire, that is, was an early modern Indian confederation. The Maratha Confederacy dominated most of the Indian subcontinent in 18th century. The Maratha Empire was founded by Chhatrapati Shivaji in the late 17th century. The Peshwa. The Peshwa was the chief minister of Maratha Empire and the second highest office in the Maratha Confederacy. After the Chhatrapati, the Peshwa's rule and power changed over time from an advisory council position to a hereditary office and de facto rule. The Peshwa was originally the head of the advisory council to the Maratha founder Shivaji. The first Peshwa was Moropant Pengal. After that, now in next video onwards, we'll talk about more about Maratha Empire. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.